The real shift will begin the moment Birmingham realises its future will be anchored to a station that hasn't even opened yet. While the city around it is still carrying the weight of its old rhythm, something quieter will already begin shaping the next era. With the streets still being crowded, timetables still slowing, and the daily churn unchanged. Yet underneath it all, a different kind of momentum will be gathering. Not loud, not obvious, but steady enough that those paying attention will know the centre of gravity was about to move, and Birmingham's pulse was preparing to quicken. Curzon Street Station won't just be another transport upgrade, it will be the first brand new intercity terminus the UK built in more than a century, and Birmingham was right at the heart of it. When construction begins, piling rigs carve through the old EASTSIDE ground, laying thousands of foundations for a structure designed to carry the weight of a new era. Engineers will move first. 7 vast platforms will rise where derelict land once sat, followed by the planners who mapped out plazas, promenades and new walking routes. This will thread directly through the station into the city's core. And then will come the developers, sensing opportunity, thousands of new homes being planned, an entire district primed to transform simply because high-speed rail won't stop here. Each step will stitch Birmingham tighter to national connectivity, reshaping not just the skyline, but the city's relationship with time, movement and possibility. Because once Birmingham becomes a true gateway city, everything else from investment to migration to identity will start bending towards this new centre of gravity. And the moment only accelerates when you see what Birmingham is building next. And here's where everything shifts again, because Birmingham wasn't just rebuilding its movement, it was rebuilding its stage. Because while trains and timetables were being rewritten across the city, another transformation is taking shape in the east. Quieter at first, but pulsing with ambition. The kind of ambition you feel before you see it. Like the echo of a crowd before the gates even open. As the dust settles around Curzon Street, a new kind of noise began rising, hinting at Birmingham's next leap wouldn't just be about speed, it's going to be about spectacle. The turning point came when Birmingham City revealed the Powerhouse Stadium, a 62,000 seat structure designed not just for matches, but for identity. 12 monolithic chimney towers will stand like guardians above the city, a nod that the industrial heritage that built Birmingham in the first place. Investors will move first, carving out a sports quarter, a district of training facilities, entertainment venues, community spaces, and new transport lines linking directly to Curzon Street, and will also add an expanding tram network. The stadium will become the anchor, pulling redevelopment behind it. Restaurants will take root where disused lots once sat, new housing will be made to serve crowds, and plans for events far beyond football. But bit by bit, Birmingham will stitch together a destination that can hold not just concerts, but global tournaments and the kind of cultural festivals that reshapes the city's presence far beyond its borders. It won't just be a sports venue, it will be a declaration. And with that single decision, Birmingham will shift from hosting events to commanding the spotlight. But the skyline tells an even bigger story, and that's where things start to accelerate. The real transformation becomes unavoidable once you look up. While the stadium will rise in the east, a different kind of build will take shape in the heart of the city. Quieter, vertical and relentless. The cranes will move like clock hands, marking time not by hours, but by entire eras. And slowly, the familiar silhouette of Birmingham will begin to dissolve into something sharper, taller and more ambitious than anyone expected. The 1.8 billion regeneration of Birmingham's core won't just erupt all at once, it will advance tower by tower. Paradise redevelopment will reshape the civic spine, replacing outdated blocks with modern offices, public squares and cultural anchors. The Octagon will pierce the skyline next, a 49-storey residential tower that will redefine what living in Birmingham could look like. The Ulmer Quarter will follow, pushing growth towards DIGBETH with a new mix of retail, including workspaces and homes. Step by step, developers will rewrite the centre into a high-density, high-energy district built for city finally stepping into global competition. Streets will widen, public squares will open, and older structures will adapt or replace a skyline once dismissed. And for the first time in decades, Birmingham will look like the kind of city investors didn't just visit, that they will want to build around. The most dramatic change isn't just in the buildings, it's in the districts that they connect to. This is the moment the city's past and future finally meet. Because where industry once roared and then fell silent, a new energy will begin to hum through the warehouses and red brick arches. The kind of energy that doesn't just announce itself with scale, but with imagination, including creatives, startups, filmmakers, designers, which will all go into reshaping the forgotten edges into a district that felt alive again. DIGBETH will start slow, with street art, small studios and independent venues. But once HS2 confirms its arrival next door, and regeneration money flows toward the east side, the district will accelerate. Old and used factories will become tech labs, viaduct arches will turn into production studios, and film studios will expand, drawing in bigger productions. Universities will move research centres closer, merging innovation with culture. Before long, DIGBETH will no longer be an alternative corner. It will be Birmingham's creative tech engine. Startups clustering near transport lines, investors setting up offices beside old warehouses, and the district transforming into a hybrid ecosystem where digital, design and culture fed into one another. This won't just be polished, this won't just be predictable, it will be Birmingham reinventing from the inside out. And suddenly the idea of Birmingham as just a manufacturing city will collapse, and be replaced by a version of the city ready to lead in creativity, media and innovation. But for all the progress, the real test comes at ground level, where everyday life has to catch up. Here's where the story stops being about buildings and starts being about living, because beneath the cranes and construction sites, people are waiting for a different kind of change, one that didn't just tower above them, but moved alongside them. With cleaner streets, safer walkways and greener routes throughout the city, this won't just arrive with fanfare, it will arrive with consistency. The transformation will begin with something simple: waste systems. After years of disputes and inconsistent collections, the city will overhaul its bin routes, upgrade their equipment, and expand recycling capacity, and reinforce workforce stability. From there, the public realm strategy will push outward, widening pavements, pedestrian first zones, including lighting upgrades, cycle lanes linking core districts, and a web of green corridors threading throughout Eastside, DIGBETH and the city centre. New parks will grow where car parks once sat, canal paths will be restored, and public squares become clean, modern and usable again. Over time, what changes won't just be the appearance, it will be the atmosphere. Streets that once felt neglected will begin to feel intentional, connected and livable. And this shift from functional to welcoming will quietly redefine how people experience the evolving city around them. But none of this matters unless Birmingham finds out who it next becomes. And this is where everything converges. The moment Birmingham steps into the city it's been building toward. Because as the infrastructure tightens and the districts flourish, something deeper will begin to emerge. A sense that the city will no longer be reacting to change but shaping it. The edges between culture, economy and community will blur, and a new identity will rise through the cracks of the old. By 2040, Birmingham's transformation will be defined by a single project. It was the internal play between them. High-speed rail bringing people and investment, the stadium bringing culture and global attention, the skyline drawing business, DIGBETH fueling creativity, and the public realm keeping the city human. With migration increasing, talent networks growing, and businesses once too cautious to invest will now fight for space in new districts. Communities will adapt too, with more housing, more jobs, and new civic centres pulling people back into the heart of the city. Birmingham will no longer be the second city, it will become the city of first. first to adopt a new transport model, first to merge industry with creativity at scale, and first to reinvent its identity without losing its character. And in that convergence, Birmingham will discover its strongest position yet, a city finally aligning with its own potential. But the real question isn't how Birmingham will reach this moment, it's what comes next. Because with every transformation opens a new frontier. Curzon Street will change where people move, but what happens when it begins changing who moves? Powerhouse Stadium will anchor culture, but who will claim its influence? DIGBETH will fuel creativity, but which industries will rise from this? And the new skyline will reshape businesses, but what kind of city forms in the shadows? Birmingham in 2040 won't just be an ending, it will be a launch pad, a crossroads, a turning point that sets up next chapters no one has even written yet. And the next development? That's where everything gets harder to predict. If you enjoyed this video and want more just like this, make sure that you like the video, comment and subscribe to my channel.